Lovely to meet you.
Pleasure, sir. So, talent today is a global phenomenon, but you are seeing it from two different perspectives. One is the Indian, and the other one is the perspective from an overseas position, this is the Philippines. So, do you feel that two different demographies of the world have two different types of talented people, or is it the same? Or what's your perspective on the global environment that you're seeing closely?
So absolutely, thanks for letting me know. I think it's a great question because always speaking from a one region have a different perspective when you work with two different regions. Not only for India, Philippines, I also closely work with US and I also closely with EMEA and other regions too because of my leadership team is spread across. Keeping Northern Trust as a company aside, if you look more from a talent perspective as a global phenomenon, global perspective, every region has its own way of working. It differs with culture, it differs with the talent, it differs with knowledge, it differs with skill and the capacity, the way individuals work. So definitely there is a difference from the way you look at. But the common factor here is the skill. The common factor is a knowledge. The common factor is a domain every individual possesses. It doesn't change, it doesn't reflect anywhere. Indian market is quite aggressive. Plenty of talent available in Indian market, and there is a heavy competition. Keeping the Philippines aside, that's a pretty happening world today. Philippines is growing very fast. Philippines is becoming so aggressive. It's a very small country, but it is competing with the Indian market in a very high scale. The turnover ratio, unfortunately, the turnover ratio is quite high in Philippines, but it's a very competitive market. Which I'm seeing it last. I have been working in Philippines for last 1 year now. Very, very competing market, and I think that country has a huge potential to grow.
So, if you're saying potential to grow, in what discipline? Across disciplines, or is there a particular
No, I think
IT?
we shouldn't say one discipline because if I say it's only technology, it's only IT, then I don't want to deviate from a manufacturing or a healthcare perspective. The country has a potential to grow in all the forms because the talent is very much, and especially Philippines. Of course, I'm not here to sell Philippines now, but keeping in mind this was ruled by Americans. The communication is superb there in Philippines. When you compare with an Indian market, the Philippines market, the people are quite communicative. Their communication skills are very good, and they are very open to learning, eager to know things. That's a definite, very, very positive note about Philippines.
As you have worked closely with Philippines, and just now you mentioned you were also linked with USA as well. So as you can see that students in PIBM or all over India, we are very much driven towards certifications nowadays. So is it the same scenario going on the overseas as well? My first question is this.
I think certifications are really important, right? Because you don't get an opportunity to meet an individual at the minute, so right? Because if I have to meet sir, so I might only see his profile. Because before I was talking to you all, we all get to know me better through LinkedIn profile. So my LinkedIn profile was speaking a lot about what am I exactly. But it's quite important that certifications definitely really matters. But these days it's not only the certifications, it's not only the programs. How much you gain about the program, what kind of certifications, is it relevant? Example, being an HR professional, I should always try to gain the certifications which are relevant to my industry.
Yes.
Instead, I go and do something out of the box and do a different certification. I don't think that adds any value. I only recommend people that if you have chosen something, if you prefer to gain some knowledge, certify in those things which is where you're going to build your career.
You go to Philippines, you have seen businesses in US as well. So, sir, students and employees mostly, they try to go overseas. What is the reason? Where are we as Indians or as students, where are we lacking that every single time we achieve multiple things, but still we want to move to overseas? What is the reason behind that?
I think we need to, it's a mindset. I can only say it's a mindset that, okay, I'm going to US, I go to Europe, I go to any other regions. so I learn a lot. No, no, no. I think you have the best universities in India. The best of the best universities are in India. And if you don't get, if you don't gain any knowledge or skill in India, then that doesn't mean that you're going to gain anything out of this world. So we have to change that mindset. Basically, if someone is going out, I'm not discouraging people going. Of course, there is definitely plenty of things. As we spoke about, if you go out of this country, then probably you might learn the cultures. You might learn the different perspective of people, because India is almost we are a developing nation, but there are developed countries already. Like if you look at France, Germany, and US and UK, they're all development countries which we speak about. But in this context, go there, gain that knowledge, try to put this, apply to what your basics are here, right? And you going to US, I'll overnight all become a master. I don't think so. You will become a master.
Yes.
You can always master yourself in India sitting here. But if you want to look at the perspective from other regions, do travel, because no harm in traveling around. I only suggest that to gain something, to gain money, to gain knowledge, you have to go to US. I don't accept that fact, but yes, if you have to look at the perspective from different regions, do travel. You will get more, because when I'm sitting in India, I know only the Indian market. Now I'm exposed to Philippines. I know how the people think, what the industry is all about, what kind of people are it, how do they receive, how do they perceive things. I think there is a lot of learning which I get. I do expect people to learn, but don't in the mindset that okay, India has nothing and that's a country which provides you talent. No.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. This was another confusion, which I think is very crystal clear now. Most of the people do believe that there is some sort of issues regarding to this country. So that is
No
the
issues.
solution.
I think we should not downgrade our country. I think we
Yes,
should be
sir.
proud of being an Indian.
Yes, sir, definitely. So I hope that most of the youngsters who are pursuing their education here, they stick to this land and do deliver the most of them.
Gain knowledge, do travel around, do a world trip, no harm in doing that. But apply to your basics.